The first alien general died mid-sentence. There was no flash, no explosion, no warning tone from the ship's defensive grid. 1 second, High General Verex was projecting a holographic map of Earth's coastal defenses. The next, a small, perfect hole appeared in the center of his forehead. He dropped before the hologram even finished rendering. For 2 full seconds, no one moved. Then chaos erupted. Counter-sniper protocol. Seal the bridge. Activate thermal sweep. Alien officers scrambled as alarms flared crimson across the command carrier. Shields surged to maximum output. Internal sensors recalibrated. Nothing. No breach detected. No projectile trace. No energy spike. The bridge viewport remained intact, reinforced with layered war-grade alloy rated to withstand meteor impacts and plasma fire. And yet, the general was dead. A single entry wound. Clean. Precise. The alien fleet repositioned immediately, pulling back thousands of kilometers from Earth's orbit. Tactical analysts replayed the footage frame by frame. The projectile had entered at a microscopic angle deviation, an angle considered mathematically impossible given the fleet's distance from Earth. It must be an orbital rail weapon, one officer insisted. There was no magnetic discharge signature, another countered. Cloaked drone. No drone registered within 3 light seconds. Before the debate could escalate, the second officer fell. He hadn't even been speaking, just standing near the tactical console. Another perfect hole. Another instant collapse. The bridge fell silent. No one approached the viewport this time. The fleet withdrew further. 10,000 kilometers. 20. 30. Still within striking range of Earth, but far beyond any conventional ballistic system. An emergency war council convened. Holographic projections of Earth rotated slowly in the center of the chamber. Human forces, the alien high strategist transmitted to Earth's unified command frequency, identify the sniper responsible. There was a delay. Not technical. Intentional. Then the human response came through. Commander Marcus Hale appeared on screen, hands calmly folded behind his back. He stood in what looked like a modest command center, no dramatic lighting, no visible panic. "You're assuming it's one person," Hale said evenly. The high strategist's eyes narrowed. "Your precision weapon is destabilizing fleet morale. Reveal the shooter. We may negotiate." Hale tilted his head slightly. "Which one?" Silence fell across the alien chamber. "Identify your sniper," the strategist demanded. Hale's expression barely shifted. "Pick any civilian," he replied. "They don't mind." The alien transmission cut abruptly. On their bridges, officers began standing farther from windows. Helmets were worn indoors. Commanders rotated positions every 15 minutes. Internal sensor sweeps increased to continuous cycles. Still, no firing signature, no trajectory trace, no visible weapon platform. Back on Earth, life appeared disturbingly normal. Traffic flowed. Cities glowed. Farmers harvested crops. Children walked home from school. If a sniper existed, there was no sign of mobilization. That was the part that began to unnerve the alien fleet most, because if the shooter was military, they could isolate command zones. If it was a single specialist, they could hunt patterns. But if the human commander was telling the truth, if any civilian could do it, then there was no safe angle, no safe altitude, no safe position in orbit. High Strategist Threx finally stepped toward the viewport again, staring down at the blue planet below. "Impossible," he whispered, as if in response. A third officer collapsed behind him. Not near a window. Not near a console. Just standing. Another perfect wound. The fleet did not retreat this time. They froze. Because the terrifying realization wasn't that a human sniper was out there. It was that no one could prove there was only one. The alien fleet stopped advancing. They did not retreat either. They hovered in high orbit, suspended in uneasy formation, like predators that had just realized the prey could bite back. Every bridge window was sealed. Every officer wore cranial armor. Internal movement protocols were revised every 30 minutes. And still, no weapon had been identified. The third death shattered what little composure remained. It happened inside a secure strategy chamber on the carrier Veiltor. No windows. No exterior exposure. Sealed alloy bulkheads. Atmospheric integrity intact. Commander Selvek was reviewing countermeasure simulations when his body jerked once, and he fell forward. A single, precise wound in his skull. No breach. No shrapnel. No detectable projectile. The room's sensors confirmed what no one wanted to accept. The bullet had entered from outside the ship. Through hull plating. Through internal reinforcement. Through a sealed compartment. Across vacuum. From a distance considered physically unreasonable. Fleet morale dipped sharply. Alien analysts scrambled to build new models. It must be multiple firing platforms. Then where are they? Hidden in debris fields? There are none within effective range. Then orbital satellites. All human satellites are accounted for. Another silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Because the alternative was worse. On Earth, there was no mobilization. No visible military escalation. Cities functioned normally. Civilian broadcasts mocked the alien ultimatum with dry humor. Late-night talk shows replayed the phrase over and over. Pick any civilian. The alien high strategist replayed the transmission repeatedly, searching for a bluff. Humans were known for psychological tactics. Misdirection. Confidence masking vulnerability. Yet the pattern of deaths did not align with centralized military precision. The victims varied in rank, in position, in ship class. One general, one tactical officer, one navigation specialist. No predictable hierarchy. No discernible targeting strategy. That randomness was what fractured them. If the sniper targeted only commanders, command structure could adapt. If it targeted weapon systems, shields could recalibrate. But this was chaos dressed as precision. Alien counterintelligence began studying human culture instead of military doctrine. They found unsettling data. Recreational long-range shooting competitions. Civilian ownership of precision rifles. Military reservist training programs embedded within population centers. Hunting traditions passed down generationally. Ballistic calculation apps downloadable on civilian devices. Thousands, millions of individuals capable of extraordinary marksmanship. A new report circulated across the fleet. Probability that human sniper capability is decentralized, 63%. It was enough. Across alien bridges, officers no longer trusted stillness. They rotated shifts unpredictably. They refused to stand near walls facing Earth. Some avoided facing the planet at all. Then it happened again. This time on a logistics vessel 42,000 kilometers from Earth's surface. An engineer adjusting propulsion calibration dropped instantly. The crew froze. Sensors scanned for hull penetration. They found a microscopic channel through layered alloy, barely measurable. No explosive damage. Just a path. Clean. Calculated. Fleet-wide anxiety transformed into something worse. Paranoia. Officers began questioning one another. Are humans using micro-wormhole ballistics? Gravitational slingshot acceleration? Quantum predictive targeting? The high strategist finally transmitted another demand. "Reveal your weapon system," he ordered Earth. Commander Marcus Hale appeared again, almost bored. "You're assuming it's a system. You are destabilizing an entire fleet." Marcus nodded once. "Correct. You would escalate to total war over pride?" Hale's eyes hardened slightly. "You entered our orbit." Silence stretched. The strategist leaned forward. "How many snipers do you have?" Marcus paused deliberately, then said, "You're still asking the wrong question." The transmission ended. On Earth, a farmer in Montana adjusted a wind gauge and returned to his truck. In Finland, a retired biathlete cleaned a rifle that hadn't been used in years. In South Korea, a factory worker closed a long narrow case and locked it beneath his bed. None of them had fired a shot. None of them needed to, because the alien fleet could not distinguish who was capable, and that uncertainty was more devastating than any confirmed weapon. By the end of the cycle, no alien officer felt safe standing anywhere within line of sight of Earth. They had prepared for fleet engagements. They had prepared for planetary shields. They had prepared for missiles and railguns. They had not prepared for a civilization where the sniper might be anyone, and that was the moment the war stopped being about firepower and started being about fear. The alien fleet did not believe in fear. They believed in superiority. So they escalated. Primary cannons powered up across 3 capital ships. Massive spinal weapons rotated toward Earth, energy cores building charge in steady, blinding pulses. Targeting arrays locked onto a coastal defense installation in the Pacific. It was not a major city. It was not symbolic. It was deliberate. A demonstration strike. The alien high strategist Threx transmitted one final ultimatum. "Surrender the sniper, or we begin orbital bombardment." The message echoed across Earth's command networks. The response came within seconds. Commander Marcus Hale appeared again, posture relaxed, uniform crisp, expression unreadable. "No," he said calmly, "you won't." The strategist's eyes narrowed. "Our cannons are already charged." "I'm aware." "Then you understand the consequence." Marcus leaned slightly closer to the camera. "You still think this is about consequence?" The alien bridge hummed as energy levels peaked. Firing solutions calculated. Atmospheric penetration angles confirmed. Threx raised a clawed hand. "Fire!" The tactical officer beside him jerked backward violently. He collapsed before the word left Threx's mouth. A perfect hole centered between his eyes. The bridge went silent. Every sensor screamed for anomaly detection. No breach alarm. No shield fluctuation. No warning. The shot had entered from the direction of Earth. Distance 62,314 kilometers. Through vacuum. Through reinforced hull plating. through layered shield harmonics, into a shielded bridge compartment. Mathematically absurd. Impossible, someone whispered. Threx slowly lowered his raised hand. He did not order retaliation. Instead, he stared at the fallen officer. "Recalculate origin," he demanded. The tactical AI ran projections at maximum capacity. No viable trajectory. Unless. Multiple synchronized firing vectors. Multiple shooters. Multiple points of origin. Before the analysis could complete, another officer collapsed. This one positioned at the rear of the bridge, far from the viewport. The entry wound came at a completely different angle. Not from Earth's equatorial plane. From above. As if the shot had originated from a separate location entirely. The bridge descended into controlled chaos. Seal internal compartments. Rotate defensive harmonics. Deploy kinetic screens. The fleet complied instantly. Energy shields recalibrated to random frequencies every 5 seconds. Ships adjusted orbital positions unpredictably. Personnel rotated between compartments at irregular intervals. It didn't matter. Across the fleet, 3 more officers fell within the hour. None high-ranking. None strategically significant. That was what terrified them. The sniper wasn't targeting leadership. It was targeting confidence. On Earth, Commander Hale watched the fleet's movements. A junior officer beside him swallowed hard. "Sir, are we escalating too far?" Marcus shook his head slightly. "We're preventing escalation. They were seconds from firing. And now they're seconds from questioning everything." Back in orbit, Threx convened Emergency Fleet Council. Holographic projections flickered as commanders reported from across ships. Casualties continue without pattern. Shield modulation ineffective. Trajectory prediction inconclusive. One younger commander spoke hesitantly. What if the human was truthful? Silence. Threx's gaze hardened. Clarify. What if there isn't one sniper? The idea spread like a contagion. Multiple civilians. Independent shooters. Decentralized capability. No command node to eliminate. No weapon platform to disable. No singular threat to neutralize. Threx turned slowly toward the viewport once more. Earth hung below, calm, blue, unchanged. Cities glittered peacefully. No visible artillery. No fleet formations. Just a planet. And somewhere on that planet, unknown individuals capable of striking across impossible distances. The strategist opened a direct channel to Earth again. "How many are there?" he demanded. Marcus Hale did not hesitate this time. "Yes." The transmission cut. On the alien bridges, officers no longer stood upright near exterior-facing walls. Helmets remained sealed. Commanders avoided central positions. And for the first time in recorded campaign history, an alien invasion fleet hesitated, because they had prepared for missiles. They had prepared for fleets. They had prepared for soldiers. They had not prepared for a species where anyone might be the one who pulls the trigger. And hesitation, in war, is everything. The alien fleet stopped firing simulations. They stopped advancing. They stopped issuing threats. Instead, they began studying humanity, not its fleets, not its missile silos, its people. Fleet intelligence reclassified Earth from a mid-tier developing military civilization to a distributed irregular warfare species. That designation spread unease faster than the sniper ever could. Alien analysts combed through intercepted broadcasts, archived data, historical military footage, and civilian media. What they found disturbed them. Human shooting competitions streamed publicly. Civilian-owned precision rifles capable of extreme-range targeting. Military reservist programs embedded within population centers. Private training facilities teaching wind correction, ballistic math, and long-range optics. Entire online communities dedicated to improving accuracy beyond standard battlefield distances. Millions of humans with access. Millions more with training. One intelligence officer summarized it bluntly. Humans normalize lethality. On the flagship bridge, high strategist Threx reviewed a compiled report. Probability that sniper capability is decentralized, 78%. Probability that elimination of a single shooter would end threat, statistically irrelevant. He exhaled slowly. Run predictive combat scenario, he ordered. The tactical AI simulated full-scale bombardment of Earth's orbital defenses. Outcome: catastrophic fleet losses within 36 hours. Not from missiles. From cumulative precision strikes targeting officers, navigators, propulsion engineers, and sensor technicians. Slow bleed. Operational collapse. No single decisive blow. Just constant attrition. Another scenario ran. Targeted strike on Earth's major cities. Outcome: immediate escalation to total species conflict. Projected human retaliation probability: 100%. Predicted survival rate of expeditionary fleet: 12%. The problem wasn't the sniper. It was unpredictability. Humans did not separate civilian and military capability the way most species did. There was no visible dividing line. A farmer could calculate wind drift. A schoolteacher could zero a scope. A factory worker could assemble a precision rifle from commercially available parts. None of them needed to fire. They only needed to exist. Threx finally opened a direct channel. Commander Marcus Hale appeared again, calm as ever. "You've been busy," Hale observed. Threx didn't bother with threats. "How many of your civilians possess long-range weapon proficiency?" Marcus didn't smile this time. "Enough. That is not a number. It's not meant to be." The strategist studied him carefully. "You are weaponizing ambiguity." "Yes." "You would risk annihilation?" Marcus folded his hands. "You mistake this for escalation. It's containment." Threx leaned forward. "Explain." "You came looking for one sniper," Marcus said evenly. "You wanted a target, a weakness, a single point of failure." Silence stretched across the alien bridge. "There isn't one," Marcus continued. "We don't centralize that kind of skill." The realization settled heavily. To fight humanity meant fighting a culture, not a command structure. To eliminate the sniper meant eliminating the possibility of millions, which meant genocide, which meant total war. Threx finally understood the trap. Not technological. Psychological. Humans hadn't proven they could kill everyone. They had proven they could kill anyone, and they didn't need to show how many times. The strategist closed his eyes briefly. "You have forced us into hesitation." Marcus nodded once. "That was the goal." The channel ended. On the alien fleet, no one approached a viewport again, because the sniper wasn't hiding. He wasn't a secret weapon. He wasn't even confirmed. He was potential. And potential, when spread across an entire species, is the most dangerous weapon of all. For 12 hours, no one died. The alien fleet held position in orbit, weapons powered but unfired. No officers collapsed. No impossible shots pierced reinforced hulls. No mysterious wounds appeared. The silence was intentional. On the flagship bridge, high strategist Threx stood motionless, staring at Earth below. Blue oceans, white cloud systems, cities glowing peacefully along the night side. No visible cannons pointed skyward. No fleet rising to challenge them. Just a planet that looked far too calm. "That is the point," he muttered. The silence was worse than the shots, because it meant the humans were choosing not to pull the trigger. Not because they couldn't, but because they didn't need to. Threx initiated a final transmission. Commander Marcus Hale appeared instantly, as if he had been waiting for it. "You've stopped firing," Threx observed. Marcus nodded once. "So have you. You demonstrated capability. You demonstrated intent." The strategist's gaze hardened. "You could have continued." "Yes. Why did you not?" Marcus leaned back slightly. "Because this was never about killing your fleet." Silence hung between them. "Then what was it about?" Threx demanded. "Making you question whether continuing was worth the cost." On the alien bridge, tactical data scrolled endlessly across holographic panels. Projected officer mortality rates, morale degradation models, probability of fleet cohesion collapse under sustained unpredictable attrition. The numbers were unforgiving. Even if the aliens won, they would not win cleanly. They would not win safely. They would not win predictably. Threx's voice lowered. "You weaponized uncertainty." Marcus didn't deny it. "You came asking which human was the sniper." The strategist's eyes narrowed. "Yes." Marcus's expression remained calm. "You should have asked how many humans are capable." The bridge fell silent. Because that was the truth they couldn't calculate. There was no registry of every civilian marksman. No database of who owned which rifle. No reliable way to separate threat from non-threat. Every heat signature on Earth's surface became a potential variable, and war built on unstable variables. Collapsed. Threx finally gave the order. "Power down primary cannons." Across the fleet, massive weapons dimmed. Energy cores cooled. Firing solutions dissolved. Withdraw to outer defensive perimeter. Ships adjusted formation slowly, carefully. No sudden movements, as if even retreat could provoke another shot. Marcus watched the fleet's repositioning on his own display. A junior officer beside him exhaled in disbelief. "They're pulling back." Marcus nodded once. "Good. Sir, was there ever really a single sniper?" Marcus didn't answer immediately. He simply looked at the planet below. Farmers in fields, workers in factories, teenagers at practice ranges, retirees cleaning old rifles out of habit. He finally spoke. "That wasn't the point." Back in orbit, Threx issued a fleet-wide declaration. Engagement suspended pending reassessment of human combat doctrine. Translated properly. Retreat. Across Earth, life continued uninterrupted. Traffic flowed. Markets opened. People went to work. And somewhere, no one knew exactly where, a human adjusted a scope, watched a distant starship silhouette shrink, and chose not to fire. because sometimes the most powerful shot in war